high is another story. Violence follows black markets, and as long as prohibition persists, people will kill for the product and its profits. Bloodshed plagues the legal market as well. Money attracts greed, greed breeds violence, and marijuana motivates murder. While California may have legalized marijuana in 2018, the black market continues to thrive, along with the associated violence. On September 7th, Riverside County Police arrived at a residence in Aguanga and discovered 6 people dead from gunshots. An unidentified female victim was alive and rushed to the hospital, where she later died. Investigators discovered the signs of an illegal pot growing operation at the property on the edge of Cleveland National Forest. This was a very large operation, a very organized crime type of operation, noted Sheriff Chad Bianco. There were hundreds of cannabis plants, a makeshift greenhouse, a laboratory for butane extraction of THC, and more than 1,000 pounds of processed marijuana. 1. These deaths bring the total of illegal marijuana operation-related homicides in Riverside County this year to 14. These grows bring in massive amounts of cash. Without access to banks or police, they are prime targets for predators. 2. On September 23, 2019, a South Carolina postal worker was found riddled with 223 bullets in her mail vehicle. Known affectionately as the Post Office Mana, Irene Presley worked for the U.S. Postal Service for nearly 20 years. Police arrested Trevor Quinn Seward, 22, and Jerome Terrell Davis, 28, for the senseless slaughter. Court documents allege the duo murdered Presley, 64, at 3 p.m. with the intent to steal a package of marijuana. 3. A fingerprint on one of Presley's parcels traced back to Seward. Prosecutors allege Seward was seen holding an AR-15 shortly before the time of the murder. A third man, Ricky Jesus Roca Barajas, 28, of Santa Rosa, CA, was charged with drug conspiracy. Prosecutors allege Barajas and Davis facilitated a drug transaction via telephone on the day of the murder. Seward and Davis face no less than life if convicted. Barajas could receive 5 years in federal prison. 4. A drug deal gone bad is testing the limits of Indiana's self-defense laws. No one disputes that on April 28, 2019, Traken Taylor attempted to rob Kyle Dorishko, 19, at gunpoint in the parking lot of a South Bend bar. Dorishko drew his own gun and killed the robber. Prosecutors charged Dorishko with murder, claiming that because he was attempting to sell marijuana at the time of the shooting, he cannot qualify for self-defense. Indiana law prevents the use of self-defense at the time a crime is being committed, even if that crime is non-violent. 5. Dorishko's attorney, John Kindley, notes, "It is absurd to propose that a person, whose life is threatened while he or she is engaged in a non-violent activity the government deems a crime, such as selling marijuana or prostitution, must just allow themselves to be killed or be charged with murder if they successfully defend themselves." 6. On December 11, 2019, a Barnard freshman was stabbed to death in Manhattan's Morningside Park. Tessa Majors, 18, a Virginia native and musician, died of stab wounds to her face, neck, and arms. 2 14-year-olds, Rashawn Weaver and Luciano Lewis, and an unnamed 13-year-old were arrested and charged with her murder. 7. During an interview on AI 970's The Cats Roundtable, Sergeants Benevolent Association President Ed Mullins revealed, Majors was in the park to buy marijuana. He blamed Mayor de Blasio's hands-off approach to marijuana policing for her death. Major's family were appalled by Mullins' irresponsible public speculation and the deeply inappropriate act of victim shaming. Brooklyn Public Defender Scott Heckinger pointed out the absurdity of using Major's death to sabotage marijuana reform. Even if she were purchasing drugs, legalization would have prevented her need to go to the park. She would have been able to buy from a licensed dispensary. 8. On May 26, 2020, an Oklahoma City man shot and killed a burglar trying to break into his business. Police Major Sergeant Barry Knight explains, Daniel Hardwick, 42, was trying to break in when the business owner, who was inside the building at the time, apparently opened fire with a handgun, striking and killing the man who was breaking in. But LaRue Bracher, 33, did not own just any business. It was a marijuana grow. 9. It was about 480 plants, noted Knight, which comes out to approximately $1,500,000 of marijuana. Bracher did not have a cultivation license, which is a felony. Initially, he was booked on a $5,000 bond and charged with unlawful marijuana cultivation. However, when the DA's office looked into the case, they added an additional charge of second-degree murder. According to Corey Harris, Bracher's best friend, he was arrested for his license not